Hey there, it's Heidi with Eat Happy again, and I am making a quick video for you guys because have you ever been in a situation where totally last minute you get invited somewhere, perhaps for like a dinner party type thing, and of course you're not going to show up empty-handed, right? But it was so last minute that you didn't even really have time to run to the store. And you want to bring something, you know, tasty, show your appreciation for the invitation. So that's where I'm at tonight. And I'm literally throwing together a go-to dish that I feel like, you know, in some way, shape, or form, we can always throw together just from staples in our household. So I've already cooked some orzo. You could also substitute a pasta. It doesn't have to be an orzo. It could have been like a rotini or, you know, something. And then while it's so last minute, I have the pasta actually in a container in the freezer cooling off while I am just cutting up some grape tomatoes. So I have 2 containers of grape tomatoes here, 2 little pint-sized containers. I don't think I'm gonna use all of them, but I'm cutting them all because if I don't use them, I'll put them in a airtight container and probably take them with me for the kids to snack on tomorrow. And then I also have fresh basil from my garden and some spinach. I had a package of spinach that I just ripped open. And I am grating up some fresh Parmesan cheese. I like a nice aged Parmesan. So I am just shredding that up in the grater. And then I've got salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and some olive oil. So I'm gonna start tossing the tomatoes, basil, and spinach sort of together here in a bowl to get an idea of how much I'm going to be able to fit in here because we still need to fit the orzo. And then let's see, probably do a little bit more cheese. And again, you can take some extra time doing all of this while the pasta is cooling off. It's probably been in my freezer for 15 minutes. But I literally put it right in there, right from straining out all that liquid. Okay, and now I'm going to add to the container of pasta here. I'm gonna put some garlic powder. Again, I'm just shaking. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. You don't need too much salt because the cheese is salty, so a little sprinkle, fresh ground pepper to taste, you know, however you like this. And then I've got a half a cup of extra virgin olive oil here. And when you use a quality olive oil, the taste is so beautiful. Mixed with the fresh basil, oh my gosh, it's like delightful. So I'm just gonna swirl that in here. And then I'm gonna mix it around. You don't need a lot of olive oil by any stretch, just to kind of give it that nice, glistening sort of glow. And it keeps the pasta from sticking together. And I gotta tell you, the pasta is a little warm, but I can already smell the combination of the olive oil and the salt and pepper. I'm just gonna put a little bit more pepper in here. Now, I'm not going to add any more cheese to this right now because the pasta is still a little warm. So I'm gonna toss it around, but then I'm gonna bring some extra cheese along with the grater so that when I get to the party, I can just sprinkle some right along the top. And let's see here. I'm just gonna toss this together. remember, presentation is everything. So I've got the red and the green. So the tomatoes, the basil, the spinach. This is making me hungry. I mean, fresh basil. Oh gosh. I'm just tossing this up in this bowl, and I used a color bowl that sort of complemented the contrast of the colors. Just something to think about. All right, and I'm gonna put some more cheese on the top of that. But doesn't it just look absolutely beautiful? And because there's so much spinach and tomatoes and basil, I didn't even use the full box of the orzo. So it's a pretty light summer dish. So there you go. If you got any last minute plans coming up and you want to whip something together, feel free to use this recipe. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you soon.